Registered nurse.
Registered nurse. Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much for joining the show today.
Thank you.
And I know you have some great things that we're actually be talking about. Some very important things today, guys. What you alluded to earlier, when buying a home for senior citizens, people with disabilities, or even just traditional standard home buyers, things to look out for when buying your home, right?
Right.
And and very important things that sometimes are very subtle that you may not even be aware of or conscious of. We'd really like to learn about your checklist, and for senior citizens and people with disabilities, what you have to be aware of when you're buying a home, because some things could be, I guess, even lethal or hazardous.
Yes. Yes.
And can we? I'm very curious because I think that this is, especially in Texas, an area that I don't know of any inspectors that have ever brought that to my attention, and I've done probably almost 8,000 loans, and a lot of loans helping senior citizens and people with disabilities and veterans, and so kind of talk to us about, like, I guess what the process is, or give me some background about what this is about, so everyone can understand.
I started this process about 2 years ago, and with Rondell and Riley, we devised a worksheet or a tool to go into a home and do a home inspection, and on top of the routine home inspection, to do a functional living. They also call it aging in place or living in place. So that the home buyer can make some educated decisions about if they have an elderly parent that's going to be living with them, or if they have a child or an adult with disability, or if they want to make this their forever home.
Yeah.
They want to make sure in advance that the home is safe and has functional spaces for them. Right now in Houston, we do have some organizations that work with homeowners who go in and help remodel their homes. It's not an inexpensive process. So what we're trying to do is catch us on the front end, and to give people an opportunity to understand the functional abilities of the house that they're trying to purchase. When we do the routine home inspection and then the functional space or functional living home inspection behind it, we give the client a worksheet.
Okay.
And they can make a decision based upon their needs, what they think their needs may be, and a lot of times people don't know.
Yeah.
And I can give you some examples of that in just a bit.
Yeah, I'd like to know about that. Yeah.
They don't know, or they don't think about things, and then this will give them a basic understanding of what this particular house that they're looking at might do for them. So we've been working on it for 2 years. I have not come into contact with very many other inspectors in the area that do this.
Right.
As a nurse, as a registered nurse, I am able to do assessments. So any home that we do a home inspection on and a functional space inspection on, I will come back to the house after everyone has moved in, they've got their furniture placed, and do a home assessment, a safety assessment.
Okay, wow.
That is being done within the medical profession. There are nurses, home health nurses, go out and do safety assessments. Physical therapists do safety assessments. And the medical community is becoming more geared toward asking pertinent questions to people when they present to the clinics and emergency rooms to make sure that their homes are as safe as they possibly can be.
Well, let's talk about that, because you had mentioned, tell me, because things that we take for granted in our home, some hazards that are,
Well, one huge hazard is a microwave placement over a stove.
Okay.
I have had children and elder adults who have come in with second and third degree burns because of putting something in a microwave over a stove and either not remembering that the stove is on, or the stove is off and they don't have the strength to pull the whatever is in the microwave out, and they end up spilling it down the front of their body. And that's traumatic. That's traumatic. That's traumatic for the client and for their family members. Another thing, and I could tell these stories all day. So when you're ready for me to stop, let me know. Just recently, now I'm not at the 55 plus age yet. Okay, let's just say that right now. I fell in the bathtub.
Oh wow.
I got wrapped up
Yeah.
in the shower curtain.
Oh, my
and the
goodness.
shock of hitting the tub
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
I was stunned.
Yeah.
And then trying to get out of that
Yeah.
and get out of the tub with the pain. Usually, older people who fall in the tub sustain a hip
Yes.
fracture.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
Hip fractures are often can lead to death.
Oh.
People don't understand that. So these are the types of things that I look for. And grab bars.
Oh,
People
right,
don't
right,
like
right.
grab bars in their showers. They're not attractive. I think the industry is trying to change the appearance of the grab bars.
Yeah.
But let's say you move into a house that has a tile surround,
Yeah.
and you do not have grab bars placed.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you put them?
Yeah.
You don't want to drill through the tile looking for a stud. You may not be able to find a stud with a routine stud finder because it doesn't penetrate the thickness of the tile. So I would rather, if I can work with someone on a home that either a new home, talk to the construction,
Okay.
the builder,
Okay.
and see if they can go ahead and either put the grab bars in or make some sort of indication on the shower stall as to where the studs are. Because I have tried to put grab bars in, and they end up going on the outside of the tub, which would not do me any good at all, laying in the tub. So those are the kinds of things.
Yeah.
We want to make sure those things are either in place or can be installed fairly easily
Yeah. Yeah.
before the home is purchased.
Right,
And that's when you
right.
have the most power.
Right.
Once you purchase a home and in your later years, then you have to find someone to help you do the work.
Right.
You have to find the financing for it.
Right.
And a lot of the seniors today just don't have that kind of money or the contact people
Yeah.
to do that. There is an organization, Rebuilding Together Houston, that is working very hard to reach as many seniors as they can.
Yeah.
I think I read on their website this morning that the goal is 500, I want to say,
For Houston.
in 2017.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
in 2017.
Okay. So I guess it's a huge thing. So with your company and in your experience, so let's say that a home doesn't have grab bars and you're doing an inspection, or you see some hazards. Do you make recommendations? I know you said you had a checklist, and I guess with your company, you kind of go through that. But what are they supposed to do, next?
We can give recommendations, but again, like I said, this assessment or this inspection gives them power up front that they don't have after they've purchased the home. So if it's a new home, they can go to the builder and ask for these things to be installed or for the changes to be made.
Right.
If it's a home that's previously someone else owns and they
Yes.
want to move into it, then they'll use the checklist to make a decision as to whether or not they want to have these things done. If they do, we do have lists of contractors who can come in
Right.
and do a
Okay.
and
Yes.
potentially
Right.
make whatever changes they feel
Yeah.
they want to have made.
Right.
But the tool, I will provide recommendations if the client asks
Yeah.
or if they want it. I'm not just going to say, you need to do this or you need to
Sure,
do that,
sure.
because I don't want to throw that in there. That's up to them as to whether
Yeah.
or not they want to have these changes made.
Yeah. Now, can you, aside from the grab bars and like the microwave, what are some other common things that maybe we're not aware of or we're not paying attention to? Because I have 3 kids, right?
Okay.
And none of them are disabled or and anything like that. But you mentioned kids too.
Oh, yes.
So what? Because and I think this has to do with more level of awareness. But what are some other things that maybe we're not thinking about?
Do you have a garage?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have a step down off of one level down to another level where the car sits?
Yeah.
Have you ever tripped off of that?
I haven't.
Okay.
I have not, but I hardly ever go in there. But I think there's a lot of people that probably do.
Yeah, I do frequently, because we're in a lot of houses. We're in a lot of houses, and you don't see it. And a lot of times, that area above the lower area is the same color,
Oh, right.
and you don't see it.
Yeah.
So another thing is stairs.
Yeah.
I have bifocals, and we currently do phase inspections for builders, and I go up and down a lot of stairs during construction and once the home is finished. And many times you cannot see, with bifocals and a depth perception problem, between one stair to the next if there is not some sort of a color differential between the stairs. And there
Oh.
have been many times that I've slipped
Yes,
on
I
a
have.
staircase.
I have. Yeah.
and you just can't see it. So we
Uh-huh.
have to make sure that the staircases are well lit.
Right. Right.
If an elder is going to be living in the home, it's preferable to have a main living space, a bedroom with a bathroom in the
Right.
on the
Oh,
first
for sure.
floor.
For sure. Yeah. No, I agree with that. So I guess I mean, this seems like a very, very important thing. I think a lot of people they take this for granted. I mean, so I guess some of the key takeaways though is that if you're buying, regardless whether you're buying brand new or existing, be
Yes.
proactive
Yes.
and get it done up front, as opposed to waiting because of the cost or trying to get someone to come in later and do it, and also because it could be more difficult, right?
Right.
So now, as far as now this the home safety inspection, I guess that's post move in.
The home safety assessment,
Yeah.
that's after they move in,
Right,
after they've
right.
got all their furniture placed.
Right.
Then I'll come back in and I'll look at the walkways. Are they wide enough for a walker or a wheelchair? Are there cords stretched across the living room floor?
Yes.
Everybody loves throw rugs.
Right.
But are they secure?
Yep.
Will they not be a trip hazard?
Yep.
And there's just various other things that I look at with
Yeah.
that as well.
Because I guess once their furniture's in, then the furniture or other items that they bring could be a hazard.
It could.
I've seen many times. I've seen my kids. They've tripped over a rug and then hit their head on the
coffee table.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
horrible. I mean,
Yeah.
because they get a big knot in their head and they just and it's sad to watch. I mean, but what I mean, it's something like that though. I mean, like how how do you rationalize that, or do you change the layout of the furniture, or
Very well could.
or do you put padding, or I mean, what's the
You very well could.
okay?
Like one thing, if you have glass tables or glass coffee table, that's something that I would recommend that not be there, because if
Okay.
someone does fall and they hit that, then the glass shatters and
Yeah.
it's ugly.
Yeah, yeah.
There's just so many.
Right. I just
trying to
yeah, I
pull
know.
one to
I'm
head.
trying to think like because I think it's such an important thing, and I agree with you that people take it for granted, and then especially if people they're seniors or they have disabilities, and so I guess one of the cool things I really like about your company is that you guys are doing something different, and it seems like you really care and you're going that extra step. You also mentioned that there's a huge dichotomy between the North and the South. I know that's a historical thing, but
Yeah,
I mean,
I
but I mean, as far as from the inspector standpoint, you said that you mentioned earlier, I guess in the northern states they've kind of somewhat factored in some of this into their inspections.
Yes.
But I haven't. I mean, what do you? I mean, can you comment on that? Why you haven't really? I mean, in Texas, what? I mean, what?
This is a new area.
Okay.
I think there are people out there like me who are I'm very passionate about this, having, with the background that I have. I don't think that there are enough people training for this. I was trained to do this. I don't have, now there are aging in place certifications that people can get, or living in place certifications people can get. And if you have an inspector that has that certification, by all means, I would recommend using them. 'Cause I know we're not just in the Houston area with your audience.
Yeah.
I would definitely look for that excuse me, type of inspector. But I think the field is so new,
Yes.
and just over the last 2 years, it's exploded.
Okay.
And I
okay.
don't know that the instructors, if there are enough instructors right now
Right.
to take care of the demand of the inspectors who need to become certified.
Yeah. Yeah.
And hopefully that's something that we can change as well.
I could see that as being an issue, because you have to have somebody there as the pioneer, the leader, to kind of show the way. And if there's only a few of those, then it could be very challenging to make a shift or a change. But no, I think it's a huge thing, because a lot of times, like you said, builders build a house a certain way for cost reasons or for convenience, and then not necessarily for safety. And I'm not. I know that that I'm probably very generalizing that, but there are, because like. For example, I was just thinking, I mean, the microwave does fit well over the range.
It does.
It does,
And it makes a nice vent hood.
It does. It's just that, but when you think about it, because I could see my kids getting up on a chair and, putting something there, and they're boiling pasta or something, and there could be a huge, issue.
It-
And
it
so,
is.
I've never even thought about that. Thank God nothing's ever happened. So, so it sounds like even potentially, like you had said, maybe somehow even later on, um, somewhat revolutionizing or changing the way that builders build houses to accommodate.
There are builders who are building to a standard called universal design.
Okay. Okay.
In universal design, the doorways have to be 3 feet wide. Your ramps into your house, the thresholds have to be no taller than a ½ inch, 1/4 inch to a ½ inch.
Mm-hmm.
Showers have to have curbs that are at floor level or just a 1/4 inch to a ½ inch. And even that, to me, is difficult with the shower. My dad, who recently passed away, would not get into the shower because he would not step over the ½ inch curb. So, these are the types of things that need to be taken into consideration. Excuse me.
For sure.
So builders out there are starting to build toward universal design. Excuse me, because of the rising cost of healthcare.
Yep.
People are having to bring their parents home with them into their homes, and now people are buying their homes with the mother-in-law suite or the cabana. Well, I want to make sure that mother-in-law suite or cabana is safe.
Right.
And will function well.
I agree.
For the parent.
No, that's really huge. And so let me ask this: if somebody wants to hire you guys or have you come out to check out their property for inspection, how do they get a hold of you?
I don't have the number memorized.
Okay, that's okay. But
they can call us at 281
Okay.
353 8686.
Okay.
And ask for a home inspection with the functional spaces inspection.
Okay.
And then once they get moved in, after we do the inspection, they made their decision. Once they get moved in, they can call back within 2 months and have me come back out for a home safety assessment.
Yeah, that's really good. And then you guys have a website?
www.exterior-inspections.com.
Okay. We'll also make sure we have that on our website and our YouTube. And so, no, I'm really glad that you came out today. This is great information. And you guys that are looking to purchase a home, or you just want you're living in a house right now and you want an inspection, post just to make sure that everything's functional and that you don't have any major hazards, please give TJ a call. The phone number's online and the website. Again, thank you so much.
Thank you.
It was very nice to meet you today. It's very good information. Guys, this is another great edition of Real Estate Insider. We come out every single day to bring you great content. Please leave your comments, or if you want us to add anything or share anything, please leave it below on YouTube or Facebook. We'll see you guys next week. Have a safe holiday. It's 4th of July. Don't do anything too crazy. And take care. We'll see you all next week.